I didn't warn you. Alright, everybody ready? Oh, it's committee of the whole. Yeah. I guess, right? I mean, where is he? Yeah, he's fine. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will call the Committee of the Whole meeting to order. It's Tuesday, July 11th. It is 7:13. Roll call, please.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Here.
Mr. Hoffman?
Here.
Mr. Condon?
Here.
Mr. Petrovich?
Here.
Mr. Williams?
Here. We have minutes from June 13th, 2017 to discuss and or approve.
I'll move to approve. Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condon?
Yes.
Mr. Petrovich?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes. All right. Any amendments to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President, we have a resolution number 66-2017, which has been offered by Mayor Alonso. It's a resolution to approve change order number 1 for Sites Builders Incorporated in the amount of $15,526.67 for work associated with the Reminderville Police Department project. I also would like to add...
Let's vote. Let's vote on that.
Oh, vote on that first, okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please, on adding resolution 66-2017 to the agenda.
Mr. Condon?
Yes.
Mr. Petrovich?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Real quick, is there a 65 or did we just misnumber?
No, a 65 I had already put on all the candidates' names on it, so I didn't want to change it.
Oh, that's for that. I got you. Okay.
That was added late in the day.
Yes. Okay. Go.
I'd also like to add an executive session to the end of the committee of the whole meeting.
I'll second that to discuss
Personnel.
I'll second that. Roll call, please. On adding an executive session at the end of legislation committee of the whole.
Mr. Petrovich?
Yes.
Mr. Williams?
Yes.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
Mr. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Condon?
Yes.
Okay. Any more amendments?
No, that's it.
Do we temporarily add? Oh no, that's what okay, we'll go into reports. The mayor is temporarily not here. We can go back to him. Mr. Carpenter, Logic.
No report.
Okay. We'll go to engineering. Terry.
Okay, past few weeks, there's been some work going on over on Nautilus, preparing for the project. Ohio Edison has relocated the lines, and Dominion is just finishing up relocating their lines and getting them out of the way so that they can hopefully not have the issues that we had with the last Nautilus project, tearing up all the service lines. Once they are done, we can start the actual contracted work. So the sign should be going up for all of the construction for the traffic.
When do you think that'll be?
I'm sorry?
When do you think that'll be?
They should start putting the signs up this week, and there will be notices going out to the residents.
Could you give us sort of a general timeline when the completion, hopeful completion date is?
The scheduled substantial completion is October 31st, with restoration not happening until spring. So I don't have a timeline on the restoration, but looking at end of October, early November, we did.
What are we talking about?
Nautilus.
Can I interject? That's never going to happen. They don't even have a set of approved clearance. I just met with the guy today. It's the same.
Thanks, Chief.
Moment of confidence right there.
So that's Nautilus. And the California Street project, I have a meeting set up with Aurora Shores Homeowners Association members on the 17th to discuss the proposed storm sewer outflow.
questions? No comments from the peanut gallery, we're done there.
30th.
Thanks, Gary. Just so you know, Mayor, Paul said, forget the mayor, just start.
No one have a favor.
All right, we'll go back to the mayor for his report, if any.
I was gonna talk about materials, we just got done talking about as far as, looks like we're gonna run into some traffic situations and trying to get straightened out right now, so. This project's gonna be, it's gonna get ugly before it gets better, but when it gets done, it'll be very nice. Just ask for people's patience.
Anything else, sir? Thank you. Service department? I don't have any report from them. Reminderville Athletic Club. You're up. Introduce yourself.
Somebody called me the rack chief today. I thought
That's a good title.
I like that.
I
It's a
never
good
thought
title.
of that one.
Go to Vistaprint, get some cards made.
So, no report, there's not a whole lot going on there.
Any membership?
There is, as a matter of fact, the memberships as of today are 4,663.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
4,663. And that, the first 6 months of the year, that's fluctuating back and forth, but generally it averages somewhere between 100 and 110 new memberships a month. It's increasing at that rate. I got the breakdown, if you wanna know, it's kind of long, but if you wanna know the breakdown of families, you know, children, college, and all that, I'll give that to you later, or slip it in your mailbox, whatever you wanna know. But
Spreadsheet.
close to 50% is families, and the rest of it is.
You said most of them are families?
About 50% is families, the rest of it is a blend between, you know, the seniors and teen, college, chocolate monthlies and all that sort of thing.
As you can guess, as a heads up, in a couple of months, we're gonna start one to look at how renewals are going, because that's gonna be real key.
I'll be sure to let the guy who's the director in a couple of months know
Or
Or
like,
gal.
Or go.
Yeah. Put it on a
Or
sticky
get-
note, yeah.
but otherwise, we're getting some things squared away up there. A lot of new policies, procedures, and, trying to take it as slow as possible, but yet still get things turned around on a timely basis. I know it's a lot for the employees there to get all at one time, and I've been trying to meet with them each individually to reinforce some of the reasons why, and so far they're doing a good job. There are a lot of good people up there.
turn them all into EMTs and firemen too, huh?
Exactly, right, I hope so.
We will be inviting you to our executive session, by the way, if you want to elaborate on certain things. I guess this is as good a time as any. I guess I have you to thank, Mayor, but I'd like the blue accent walls in the front hall. I think that looks very nice.
Oh, it's not done yet.
I know, I heard a rumor there is more, but I like the blue, so I wanted to say that.
More coming. More things coming.
Because I'm always criticizing, so I wanted to do the compliment before I do the criticizing.
That makes it pop.
It does, it makes a big difference. And then the second thing I wanted to bring up is the bike rack. I've heard, everybody I've heard from that I've talked to about it, including people who use it, why is it there? I was just kind of wondering.
I'll put it wherever you want, but I'm not putting it on a sidewalk. It makes no sense to put it on a sidewalk. People gotta walk by. I mean, you want them walking around bike rack? I mean, where it's at right now, it's a parking space that, you know, I told them we'll put a yellow pole light so that nobody can ever pull in there, but, you know, I go down there now, there's people parking their bikes up on the sidewalk in the front, by the front entrance. And if somebody gets out of the car, in front of the handicapped spots.
Yeah.
I mean, where else would they want me to put it, I guess? gain for anything.
I don't know, that's a
I mean,
huge.
safety wise, that's what it looked like to me would be the best spot to do it, without putting it, that impeded somebody coming in and out of the rec center.
Are you counting that whole big 20 by 30 front concrete as a sidewalk? Is that,
Any of that, that's all that.
you're counting that all?
Because then they gotta lift their bike up over the top of the curb to put it up on there.
No, that's it, they're strong. At least the guy I talked to, he probably looked at the car. I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, if not, then they start riding it through the handicap area so that they don't have to lift it up over. I mean, we sat down there for, I don't know, 45 minutes and went through every scenario possible. That's what we came up with, but it's not set in stone, you know, put it out there, but there's other things I think that look nicer out there, maybe some planters out in that
Oh,
area instead of
Maybe we could use that.
in front of bike racks that kind of, when you drive by the front, you want to look at bikes in front of the thing.
I'm just afraid somebody's, and I know we can't account for every contingency, but somebody's gonna run into that thing in the parking spot. I know the codes are there, somebody's gonna do it.
No, I told them to order a,
Some of the bollards.
yeah, that
Yeah.
you'll see,
Concrete bollards.
yeah. That you just put it in and then that way they can run into that, the yellow cone over top of the yellow things that go off of it. So that's not, but that was the thought process.
Anything else, chief,
Um,
for the rec portion of your speaking tonight?
we had 3 people that are leaving, have left, 3 employees that left in the last month, specifically since I got there.
Cool.
And we're working on, this week, we're gonna meet with the contractor. The mayor and I and the contractor is going to walk the building for the punch list, to finally get some kind of resolution for that. I know we're holding about $75,000 worth of their funds, and the mayor has said he's not gonna release the money until we're satisfied with the building, and it's the way we want it. And so we're gonna meet with the highest level guys, the owners actually of the company are coming out, and we're gonna get that resolved Friday. That's really probably about the biggest thing that's gonna go on there this week, I hope.
You got training next week.
Yes, and there's Design Fitness is the people who we lease all of our equipment from. They're bringing in their trainer for it's no cost to the members, and they sent out a mass email to all the membership. They can go up there, and this individual will show them exactly all the features of how to use each individual piece of equipment. So
Is there a special time that they want people there?
you know, Colleen's setting up the program, she's setting up the day, and, so I don't know that answer yet, Mr. Hoffman, but, she's putting that together, sending it out in a mass email.
Good.
So everybody will be aware of it, they can take advantage, come up there and listen to watch the trainer demonstrate each piece of equipment. There's people that go up there, myself included, I don't even know how this thing works or what you're supposed to do with it, and she's gonna show everybody all that. I'm also gonna, try to videotape that, so that we can have it on file. And then if anybody asks, hey, how does this work, we can show them the videotape, you know, little 5-minute YouTube type thing, and they can watch it specifically for each machine and know what to do.
Great idea.
Is that gonna be similar to when they came out before and trained, like, just the staff came out? You might as well go into your normal report, you know, your second job.
For the fire department, the 2 new hires that we began processing, the replacements that we began processing last month are about halfway done with their processing. They both have so far. So potentially, are you only meeting once in July or in August, correct? So I'm gonna try to get them done before that so I can get that legislation on there to be passed by emergency in August. Get their institutional training done in August and have them working on the company in September. We finished the hydrant flushing in the village last month, and they PM'd and did the annual state pump test on both of our engines with both engines. That's it.
Thank you, RAC chief. RAC/fire chief. All right, fiscal officer, Ms. Wardell.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. I just wanted to make sure that, everyone on council received the email about the two ordinances, requesting that they be passed by emergency. The good news is that the main part of ordinance 16 is actually to change the revenues, because they've all increased, which is nice. I wanted to explain what the refund is in Fund 2041. That's actually coming from U.S. Utility for miscellaneous items that the village paid throughout the project. Yeah. So we're getting money back that will go directly into the rec fund. That's where it was paid from originally. Does anyone have any questions about ordinance 16? Okay. And then 15 is just the yearly, this is the tax budget for 2018, and it's based on projections, mainly for fund balances and what we expect. Fund balances at the end of 17, and then what we expect for 18. Any questions on that one? Okay.
I think one of my questions later will tie into 16.
Okay. That's all I have.
So,
Thank you.
were you saying that you wanted 15 to go by emergency as well as 16?
Yes, yes. The tax budget is due to the county July 20th. So I would appreciate that.
What would happen if that didn't get passed?
They would call me and email me 42 times a week.
Got it. Okay, police chief. Chief Buck.
I've got a few things. First off, without going into too much detail, 3 years ago, a reporter from the New York Times subpoenaed the U.S. Post Office for a certain type of investigative technique that we use. 3 years of fighting it, the New York Times won their case. So the Post Office was releasing some investigative techniques and things that we do, which you may or may not hear about or see in the New York Times and on the news. So if you do, I'm kind of giving you the heads up. That's all I have to say about that. Repairing the roads so that council knows we've had to call out. Dominion is doing lines as a pre-construction for the road construction on Nautilus. They're using a subcontractor out of, I don't know, I think they're out of Mogador. HIM Construction. At any rate, twice in the last 2 weeks we've had to call out our service department on overtime to repair the road, put plates over them, and fix it. So in the event that anybody wants to try and recover funds or go after them for that, let me know. I'll provide you with the reports and the important information. I know you do.
They're doing a lousy job on restoration too.
So let me know about that, but we've got reports. Deborah, the legislation that Paul drafted today, do you want to talk about it?
I
Did you already?
believe that I posted on Fox the quote, the radio quote. Did council receive that?
The quote
No,
was in your
not that
email.
one. Sites builders.
Oh,
The change.
yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Okay,
But we
what
do
number
need-
is it?
We do need that one.
66, that's the one we added to the agenda.
We
Okay.
do need that one passed by emergency as well, because they have a payment that they've been, have been holding on to. Can't pay it without the legislation.
That's all I have to say about that.
Okay.
Number 5, I know that we met some time ago about the parking bureau. It's come to a point now where we're gonna have to have it. I can't keep up anymore. The people know we can't cite them. I have residents complaining they can't get out of their driveways. There's no violation of state code, so I can't enforce that. So I'd like you to direct Paul to go ahead with the legislation that he's drawn up to take it to Stowe Municipal Court, have the court's approval so that we can implement it here, and get that done in the near future. Any comments?
So,
I'd love to make a comment,
Go ahead.
but I'm not.
he'd like to make a comment that he tried to do this before, was
Yes.
shot down.
Yes,
Say that again?
it actually passed and then it was repealed.
Yes.
And
So
so
are
you're
you
asking
telling
us to
me-
repeal the repeal.
I was trying to save money. It's just, I can't get away from it anymore. I'm getting more calls a week now than I did a year before.
Yeah, can you answer me, does this still constitute us having to hire somebody
Yes,
here, even though we're
Yes.
gonna go to Stowe?
Actually, 2 people.
yes. There's two sets of appeals, you know, if they get a ticket.
We got our man right there.
Third job,
Why not?
no.
So go ahead, explain.
They have a right to appeal the ticket to a magistrate here. And then if they don't prevail there, they always have the right to go to the municipal court, which doesn't cost us anything. But we will have to hire a person to hear appeals on tickets, if there are any.
Right. I wouldn't anticipate a whole lot of
The
it.
alternative to that is
But you
to-
still have to be prepared for it.
Even if I don't do mayor's court, I still have a magistrate.
The magistrate would be not the same level of magistrate that you would have for mayor's court that goes to training and all that stuff. This would be someone just to hear parking matters.
I think we have somebody in place already that fills in for Paul when and if he ever takes a vacation. I think he would probably work as few of them as we have, and he's already employed by us part-time.
You're talking about Gary?
Yeah.
If it ends up going to Stowe Court, do we have to, send you there along with us for a parking ticket? Or does the court all handle it?
It's probably something that I would not go to.
Well, does somebody have to go there?
Not really. It'll be journalized enough through, you know, the ticket itself. The magistrate will make a decision, yes.
Okay.
Didn't we also have to have someone, if they choose to pay the fine, we also have to have somebody?
That is somebody we
Certified
already
trainer.
have, I'm guessing.
Who would we use for that?
Mark.
Okay.
The other issue we had with this, I think, was the signs, that we've gotta get signs on all the, streets, correct? Chief,
I'm sorry?
we have to get signs on all the streets also, correct? Isn't that what you told us?
No.
So we do not need signage that said parking,
No.
no parking on this side, okay?
No.
But we do have to create the appropriate notification to the villagers of the rules
No.
that you are about to enforce?
No, we already have it.
Oh,
It's already an ordinance.
okay. There's just no way to truly enforce it.
Legally, that's correct.
Yeah. Given people who choose not to be nice.
So I'd like you to give Paul the okay to get that process rolling, because I don't think it's a quick process.
It's not, I have to file it with the court, get approval.
It took several months the last time, if I remember right.
On,
No, I don't have to do anything, I'm just gonna do it.
the next thing is, Deborah, what is that?
Council.
What's that? Do we have legislation? We don't have legislation. Yes, we do.
Or,
The radios.
it's part of the appropriations.
Okay, the part of the appropriations that she has on there tonight, are 11, just under $12,000 worth of radios. The radios are because the city of Aurora has went from 400 megahertz to an 800 band that is different from what we use. It's a March radio. We run mutual aid with them a couple times a day. They mutual aid us, we mutual aid them. It's essential that we're able to communicate with them. Currently, we can't. These radios are for in the car. There's also additional monies that are gonna be spent out of the current budget that I have to reprogram our portable radios to talk to them and switch over when we get out of the car on a call in their city. What's your question, Paul? Okay. Anybody have questions about that?
Well, my question, as I mentioned to you earlier, was where was this money gonna come from? Council appropriated, what was it, 28,000 roughly for the year for medical and dental. We'll have, since that is now gone, we'll have roughly between $11,000 and $12,000 of that we won't be using because we appealed that. So I think we could use that for at least part, of the radios. Now where the other difference is gonna come from, I don't know, but, so we can discuss that.
Now the difference, I have the difference for the programming of the portables.
No, I know you have that, but the legislation's for 18,000.
Oh, I didn't ask for that. Did I?
You gave me two quotes,
I thought it was 14.
They totaled 18, you gave me two quotes.
Oh, yeah, okay, the one was for 11.5 or something like that, and then the other one was that, okay. I get it, so because of the install. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So we have like 11 to 12,000 of that amount, but we need the difference from somewhere. So, I mean, everybody always says the jet, just take it from the jet. But you can take it from the rack. See, we got the rack and the fire department now, we can just take things from.
Yeah.
The last thing I have is, I want to let everybody know that June 13th, I think it was, we had one of our guys compete in the Police Olympics in Ohio. Everybody already knows this.
That was marvelous, yeah.
Yes, I know it was that he was interviewed, but in the paper, but I will tell you that he competed against 32 other people. He missed the state record by 15 pounds, and he beat all of the candidates in his class from all of the big cities, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and I think he racked close to 1,500 pounds in the 3 lifts.
That was super.
So he's already training for next year, and we're confident that he'll go hold the state record after next year. That's all I have.
Any questions for the chief? All right, we'll move on. Architectural Board of Review. I guess that's me, huh? We met on the 26th, I believe. Yes, and we approved 8 items. Most of them were decks. Actually, I think they all were decks. No, 1 dock. So 7 decks, 1 dock, and 2 items were tabled, which we have one of those items up for appeal tonight at council. And do we have another meeting scheduled at this point? That you know of, Terry?
Just a regularly scheduled meeting on the 24th.
On when? The 24th? 24th.
Can I ask you a question there, Chair of the Architectural Board of Review? Was there an action taken on the application on which you tabled?
Nothing,
Just tabled?
we just tabled it. Yeah, right. Yeah, we just tabled two items. Yeah, nothing. We didn't even look at it. I mean,
And
as
what
far
is
as
the
in the
appeal?
meeting, we didn't look at it.
What is the appeal? You tabled it, right?
Correct.
What is the appeal? What is that at issue?
Yeah, nobody showed up to represent those two.
What is the nature of their appeal? No action was taken. What are they appealing?
Appealing the fact that we tabled it and did not approve it without their presence.
So it would be a reschedule, not an appeal.
Yeah, I mean, 132905 says that in the event the Board of Architectural Review shall disapprove such plans and specifications received by it for review, the person or organization submitting such plans shall have the right to appeal such disapproval to council. And that's why I asked you if any action was taken, because it's really not ripe for an appeal, because they weren't denied on their application. So, that's why I was asking, what is the nature of their appeal? Because that's really, there is nothing to appeal, and we're not disapproved.
It would be an ask to take it off the table, that.
Is the person appealing it showing up tonight?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, all right, did you understand what I said?
I understand.
Okay, it should, because no action was taken, there is nothing to appeal.
I understand.
So it's not quite ripe yet for appeal.
Sure.
It probably should have already been rescheduled for the next meeting, would be my solution.
Did your contractor tell you they were gonna show up or something and then they didn't?
Well, he was, yeah, the contractor was here, or their representative, or whoever, but, no, he was informed that, yeah, someone had to be here, but he never relayed that information on to us, the homeowner.
I mean, sometimes a contractor comes.
Yeah,
and
you
He
shows up.
didn't show up either, right?
Yeah, a lot of times they show up for you as the representative and then he can show up.
Right. That was our understanding of how it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
He was gonna be able to do that.
So the 24th could be the next time.
I thought I would put this out now instead of making you sit through this entire meeting and then
Just to let
waiting
them-
for your appeal. And I'll give the same ruling when it comes up, that it is not time for an appeal yet. So, okay.
Okay, so that's the end of my report for the ARP, or ABR. Planning and zoning. Board of Zoning Appeals.
Well, we approved it's called a side yard fence, but actually, I think it would be called a privacy fence. It was 6 foot high by 12 feet across, so we approved that rather, because the ordinance says a fence on the side yard is usually 3 foot high. But there are only 3 panels and it doesn't go. That's it, 12 foot of the yard line. So we approved that. And we met last night, actually.
Thanks, Joe. Finance met today before this meeting. Jeff's not here, it was late. Which we knew it would be. We recommended payments to council in the amount of $199,127.78. And our next meeting is, I don't think August there, is the second Tuesday of August at 6:30. I think we can do 6:30. We didn't talk about that. That's it. Finance, cable, Mr. Hoffman.
No meeting this month, next meeting will be September the 7th.
Okay, thank you. Communications, I don't believe there's a report. Long-term community development, Andrew's not here, I don't have anything on his behalf. Records?
I forgot to give a report about Shred Day, which was in May. But there were 50 cars and there was 2,287 pounds of shred, which a lot of it came from ours. Not too many people were carrying it around, but it went very well.
Thank you, Steve. Jed, our next meeting is
September.
the first Tuesday of September, which is I think the day after Labor Day.
September 5th.
September 5th at 7 o'clock here at the Village Hall.
Correct.
All right, we'll move into legislation.
Mr. DeCarlo?
Yes.
I just thought of something else I forgot to mention. Another piece of good news, in a strange kind of way, Terry helped me figure out that there are about 144 new homes in the village that are not currently registered with RETA, which means they've not properly been paying income tax to the village of Reminderville. So we're working with RETA to resolve that issue. I'm sure it's gonna be an ongoing process, and there's gonna be people in shock. But it also brings me to the second point, that our current tax abatement committee cannot hear appeals or requests for abatement of penalty and interest for anything 2016 and after. So we need new people appointed to the new committee, which I'm not sure what all that is comprised of. We may need to look into who can be on that, but it cannot be a council person.
Cannot be a council member, cannot be an employee, cannot be me.
Cannot be an employee. So what my concern is Rita's gonna get in touch with these people they're gonna pay their taxes and then they're gonna ask for an abatement and we don't have an committee in place to see what that would cost.
How many people are on that committee?
3.
Do we have to meet during the day?
They can meet, they will be able to set up their own group.
Well, since she already brought that up, we also need that third person on the old committee because we're down to 2. And yes,
That'll
that
be-
makes a quorum, but the person before was a council person. We don't know whether that's what the rules said it had to be or not.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
Yes, whoever takes Mario's spot's probably gonna jump into that spot.
Okay.
Mark's spot, probably.
Or,
Mark's. I know, we go through it once. I think that would be a great opportunity for the people who don't get voted in for council tonight to volunteer for that extra committee. Just throwing that out there. Okay, is that it? Yep, I'm sorry.
Yes, thank you.
All right, we're going to legislation, ordinance 15, 2017, an ordinance to adopt a tax budget for fiscal year commencing January 1st, 2018 and ending December 31st, 2018. It's first reading, that needs to pass by emergency if we will. Ordinance 16, 2017, an emergency ordinance to make appropriation and revenues adjustments to the 2017 village budget. That is also first reading, and you need that by emergency as well. Ordinance 17, 2017, an ordinance to increase the hourly pay rate of Stephanie Heartland as lifeguard and swimming instructor at the Reminderville Athletic Club to $11 per hour effective July 12, 2017. And this has declared an emergency. Why are we?
But we didn't have a swim instructor when the last one resigned and we got a contract with Hastings Water. We already had 35 members signed up to take the lessons in late July and August. She was a swim instructor for us under the old contract. So she agreed to come back and work for us, but she's a tough negotiator. She's not coming back for her old salary. She knows, so she hit me up for that and I agreed to it pending your approval. So that we can get her in place to complete the remainder of July swim lessons and going forward into the future. She could do that too, right? She could do some lifeguarding as well, in case we needed her. Remember I mentioned that Hastings Waterworks doesn't do lifeguarding for small, or individual. She could do that.
Because we could go above and beyond Hastings as far as hiring our own lifeguards or theirs. Or do we have to hire theirs, or how's?
No, it's their agreement is what it was.
So many
Yeah.
hours or however.
But,
Okay.
to teach these individuals that have already paid for them, the village already has the money. And I'm understanding that that's pretty much the going rate for the surrounding areas, the surrounding rec centers. So she said she could go work there, she could go work there for that much money, okay.
That's what I figured what it was. Okay, thank you. Resolution 52, 2017, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the final plan for Phase 10 of the Harrington Place subdivision, that is third reading. Resolution 53, 2017, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the preliminary development plan for Phase 11 of the Harrington Place subdivision, that is third reading. Resolution 54, 2017, a resolution to accept the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the preliminary subdivision plot for the Liberty Ledge subdivision, Phase 7, third reading as well. Resolution 60, 2017, a resolution accepting the resignation of Mark Silverston from Village Council effective June 21st, 2017, first reading, and I would suggest passing that by emergency. Yeah. Resolution 61, 2017, a resolution accepting the resignation of Brian Hyman from the Village of Reminderville Service Department effective July 13th, 2017, so that would need to go by emergency as well. Resolution 62, 2017, a resolution to hire independent
contractors as fitness instructors for the Reminderville Athletic Club and declaring an emergency. This is first reading, and I've got questions concerning all of those. I know part of the issue we have had since the rack has been open is paying some of these contractors for teaching one person, two person, three people. So what has been done to alleviate that problem before I would vote yes to just pay these people some more?
Well, I'm not completely 100% positive of all the ramifications to these contracts yet. So maybe Deborah or Stacy would answer that better.
Nice.
This we're not asking for emergency, I'm not talking about.
Is that what you mean? Why are we not asking for emergency?
Well, that was one thing. I think we should,
Well, I
we should
can
at
speak
least
to
let
that.
it go to a second reading, but
I can speak to that. Stacy gave me a copy of their contracts, I read through them, and there were some issues that became apparent to me that I wanted to get clarification from both the law director and the mayor that I thought were issues. Having spoken to the mayor about it and also to the law director, I believe that I would like you to put it to first reading and give me 2 more weeks to insert some of the language that I think is important. I'll give it back to the law director, he'll approve it, we'll show it to the mayor, he'll agree to it, and then we can vote on it. I think 2 more weeks to wait is prudent, instead of passing it now and not having another opportunity to change it until the 1st of January.
And I can answer the other part of what you're asking. The instructors are supposed to be keeping a sign-in sheet so that we know how many people are using or utilizing those classes. I don't know if they are or not. So you might wanna check it.
yeah, I like the word supposed to be.
Yes,
So
I don't know. But there were a couple instructors that, when the mayor and I were down there, we would see one person in a class, and we brought those people to Colleen's attention, and I would have to double check to see that they're not on the list. That's as much as I know about it.
Okay. So second reading, and then maybe we'll know more. Okay, I'm good with that for now. Any other- All right, resolution 63, 2017, a resolution to hire Cara Wilson as a part-time police officer with the village of Reminderville. First reading, chief, is that?
I'd like those both to go by emergency, I'd like to get them hired.
Okay. Resolution 64, 2017, a resolution to hire Justin Phillips as a part-time police officer with the village of Reminderville. It's first reading, and chief is heard, if we can do that by emergency. We'll go through old business, new business, and then we'll go to executive session. So any old business? Any new business?
Motion to go to executive session, to discuss personnel.
Did you you added 6.
Oh, 66, I'm sorry. Forgot about that. Gee, I have it right here too. Okay, resolution 66, 2017, I apologize. A resolution to approve change order number 1 for Sites Builders, Inc. in the amount of $15,526.67 for work associated with the Reminderville Police Department projects. That needs to go by emergency. And that is first reading as well. Okay, now, thank you.
Go into executive session, discuss personnel.
Roll call please on adjournment to executive session.
Mr. Wiggins?
Yes.
Mr. McCartland?
Yes.
Mr. Hopkins?
Yes.
Mr. Condit?
Yes.
Mr. Petrowitz?
Yes.
Meeting adjourned,
7:56.
7:56. You can join us too, Mayor, if you'd like, okay.
Meeting's on.
No, it's,
No, just,
we have to come back out of session before we adjourn.
yeah, whatever I said.
We get all 3 months.
Adjourn, yeah.
You haven't been here for 3 months.
I did that one, I just,
You shortened it up.
I shortened it up.
Jesus, I don't even want to be here now.
I've had camping one time.
Oh, no, I,
For Facebook?
What is it?
probably fall in my.
Yeah, yeah.
Reminderville waits.
This is it?
This is
This is everything?
Oh my God.
You're going to the Target. That's after midnight.
I'd like to make a motion to reconvene from executive session at 8:16.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Carlo,
Here?
Mr.
Or
Hoffman,
yes?
Yes.
Mr. Condit,
Yes.
Mr. Petrovich,
Yes.
Mr. Williams.
Yes.
I guess that's it
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Roll call on adjournment?
Mr. Hoffman,
Yes.
Mr. Condit,
Yes.
Mr. Petrovich,
Yes.
Mr. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Carlo.
Yes.